Hello everyone, welcome once again. This is 12th September 2018 and let's see what we need to study from the newspaper today. The first one is small loans, another crisis in the making, warns Rajans. Okay, this is the first one, and from this article we will read these things: Mudra Yojana, NPA, and types of asset in the banking sector. On the next one, bankruptcy court should be the final option, Rajan. Okay, from today you will find most of the news related to economics. The reason is recently Raghuram Rajan, the former governor of RBI, presented a report on NPA to the Parliamentary Estimate Committee. Okay, so this is also related to these things. We will read these things also. SC order status quo on RBI's February 12th circular. We'll go through the news also. We'll emphasizes on this issue, what is stress assets. Okay, and the fourth one from today's newspaper is bond markets needs a push from regulators. Okay, so our emphasis should be on IRDA and PFRDA. These are the international national organization, and if we see loves to ask question on national and international organization, you will have one or two question in your preliminary examination on this organization. So we'll read this one. Also, the fifth one today is US threatens to sanction on ICC prosecutions of officials. Okay, from this article we will study rule of law and ICC. Okay, International Criminal Court. And go ahead, this is the sixth one from today's newspaper. India's first missile tracking ship is ready for sea trials. We will see on the news, go through it. Okay, and prohibition of restriction of manufacturers sale and distribution of fixed dose combinations. Okay, this is the news from PIB, and these are the content of today's video. We will analyze one by one in our video, so be with us till the end. So let's start. This is the first one: small loans, another crisis in the making, warns Rajans. Okay, in a note to the Parliamentary Estimated Committee on Banks NPA's issue, the former governor of RBI, Raghuram Rajan, has explicitly warned against the ambitious credit targets and loan waivers, saying that they could be the source of next banking crisis. Credit targets are sometimes achieved by abandoning appropriate due diligence, creating the environment for future NPAs. Both Mudra loans as well as Kishan credit card, while popular, have to be examined more closely for potential credit risks. These are the things said by the former governor of RBI. And in the budget 2018, Finance Ministry Arun Jaitley allocated 3 lakh crore for the Mudra scheme. This is a report. Okay, also in financial year 2018, Ramlam we heard touched 0.32% of GDP as against budget estimate of 0.27% of the said in of the GDP said by RBI in his report in the month of July. Okay, so as we told you, our emphasis should be on some key words. This is the first one, Mudra. This is Mudra. This stands for Micro Units Development Refinance Agency. Okay, and it's an institution of microfinance, institution for microfinance institution. As on date, Mudra is conceived not only as refinance institutions but also a regulator for the microfinance institutions. Okay, the primary responsibility of Mudra Bank, let's see what are the primary responsibility of the bank. Laying down guidelines for micro small enterprises, financing business, and registration of MFIs, means microfinance institutions, regulation of MFI, and accreditation and rating of MFI. Also laying down responsible financing practices to ward off indebtedness and ensure proper client protection principles and methods of recovery. Okay, also development of standardized set of convenes governing last mile lending to micro small enterprises. And NPA, now NPA, what is NPA? Non-performing assets. Non-performing assets are those which are suggest to generate income to the bank. This is the definition of non-performing asset. You can read it from here. And also, as per the norm of RBI, if a loan is overdue during 90 days, it will be organized as non-performing assets. Remember one thing, from the bank's point of view, the bank's health point of view, higher the NPA, lower will be its health. Okay, so it's a big issue in the banking sector. Okay, now types of asset. Let's see what are the types of assets. Assets of a bank are classified in terms of repayment status. Okay, assets of a bank are classified in terms of repayment status. Remember, they are standard assets, substandard assets, doubtful assets, and loss assets. And this classification has been done based on the asset quality. Now the question is, what is standard asset? Standard asset is one which does not disclose any problem. Okay, it has no problem. It is not an NPA. Okay, substandard asset would be one which has remained NPA for a period less than or equal 12 months, means less than 12 months or equal to 12 months. And doubtful assets are those which remain NPA for more than 12 months. Okay, an asset, and the lost asset, an asset that is an NPA for a period of more than 36 months. Okay, these are the classification of these assets. Again, I am telling you, standard assets, it has no issue, it is not an NPA. And substandard assets, it's remain NPA for less than or equal to 12 months. And doubtful assets, it's remain NPA for more than 12 months. And lost asset, it is remain NPA for more than 36 months. Okay, so let's see the next one. Bankruptcy court should be the final option, Rajan. I told you, the former governor of Raghuram Rajan, of RBI, Raghuram Rajan, recently presented a report to the parliamentary estimate committee on the issue of NPA. So today's newspaper is full of his report. So let's study it once again. The former RBI governor Raghuram Rajan is on the view that bankruptcy court should be the final option and loan renegotiation should be done under his shadow, not in it. Okay, why? Banks and promoters have to strike deal outside of bankruptcy, or if promoters prove uncooperative, bankers should have the ability to proceed without them. Now the question is, why did he say so? Look, here is the answer of your questions. Dr. Rajan's statement assumes significance in the backdrop of the ongoing resolution of 20 power sector NPA accounts, where there a tussle on between RBI and banks. Okay, that is why he said this. Okay, the next one. SC orders status quo on RBI's February 12 circular. Okay, here is the circular. Move power to firms. RBI February 12 circular had mandated insolvency proceedings for debt default beyond 180 days and insolvency proceedings not to commence against the defaulting powers, and this has been said by this Honorable Supreme Court. Okay, this and the court said the status quo implementation of February 12 circular of the Reserve Bank of India. The Supreme Court asked the RBI to implement this. Okay, now as we told you, focus on keywords more, so let's focus on it. What is a stress asset? Okay, here you can see the answer. Stress assets equal to non-performing asset plus restructured loans and return of assets. Now the question is, what are restructured loans and return of assets? Here's the answer. What is restructured loans? Yes, it is basically an asset or loan, that assets which got extended repayment period, okay, which got extended repayment period and reduce interest rate, converting a part of the loan into equity, or providing additional financing, or some combination of these measures. Okay, these are called restructured loans. We can also say it is a modified, as it's modified into a new loan. And what is return of assets? A return of assets are those the bank or lender does not count the money borrower owes to it. Okay, those are return of assets. Now move ahead for the next fourth article from today's newspaper. Bond market needs a push from regulators. Okay, the Securities and Exchange Board of India has made it mandatory. We have discussed this news on our last video. Has made it mandatory for corporates to meet 25% of their financing needs from the bond markets. Okay, a nudge from the insurance and pension regulators could bring in more investor and liquidity in the bond market, said SEBI whole-time member G. Mahalingam. Okay, developing the bond market will require a concerted effort from the regulators across segments such as insurance and pension funds, apart from SEBI. Okay, so insurance, and this is IRDA, means Insurance Regulatory Development Authority. We will read about this. Also pension funds Regulatory and Development Authority. We will read about these organizations. Okay, so let's start IRDA with IRDA first. IRDA, as a little background of it, in 1993 a committee was set up under the chairmanship of R.N. Mahalatra for reforms. Okay, and some of the recommended reforms of that committee was private sector companies should be allowed to promote insurance companies, foreign promoters should also be allowed, government to vest its regulatory power on an independent regulatory body answerable to Parliament. Okay, and this IRDA was set up as an autonomous body under an Act of Parliament. This is called IRDA Act 1999. Now the question is, what is the mission of this IRDAI? To protect the interest of policyholders. Here is the missions: to protect the interest of policyholders, to regulate, promote and ensure elderly growth of the insurance industry and the matters connected therewith or incidental thereto. Okay, now UPSC can ask question on other angle too, that is composition of the authority. Here is the composition of the authority. You can see it. It consists of 10 members, all to be appointed by central government. Remember, all the members to be appointed by central government, and there should be one chairman, 5 full-time member and 4 part-time member. Total 10 member body. Okay. Now about FRDA. The Pension Fund Regulatory Development Authority Act was passed in 19 September 2013 and was notified on 1st February 2014. Who are covered under this regulatory authority? Let's see. They are the government employees, private institutions, also organization, also unorganized sector, also state government employees. Okay, remember, all are covered: central government employees, state government employees, private institution organization employees, also unorganized sectors employees. Okay, now move ahead for the next article. that is US threatens sanction on ICC prosecution of officials. The International Criminal Court on Tuesday said that its work would continue after Washington threatened to prosecute its official if Americans are charged with war crimes committed in Afghanistan. Okay, the ICC as a court of law will continue to do its work in accordance with those principles and overarching idea of the rule of law. In this video, we will be deal with these things: what is rule of law and what is the effect on the society, and also we will read about the ICC, the International Criminal Court. Okay, and another question is, why did ICC say so? Here's the answer. The Hague-based court response comes a day after United States threatens to arrest and sanction court officials. Okay, that's why the ICC said these things. Now, as we told you, we'll analyze these things. What is the rule of law? Okay, let's see what is rule of law. Well, there is no single agreed definition of the rule of law, but the core definition of it can be summarized in 2 points. Here is that 2 points. You can see here. This is the first one, that the people should be ruled by the law and obey it, and that the law should be such that people will be able to or to be guided by it. Okay, and this has been said by Geoffrey D. Walker. Okay, and this one, the effects on the society of rule of law. Here you can see the pyramid. Well, this is the pyramid of it, and now all person and organization including the governments are subject to accountable to the law. The law is clear and enforced. The court system is independent and resolves dispute in a fair and public manner. All persons are presumed innocent until proven otherwise by a court. No person shall be arbitrarily arrested or imprisoned or deprived of the property. Punishment must be determined by a court and be proportionate to the offense. The rule of law involves other concepts such as checks and balances on the issue of the government power, the independence of judiciary, the presumption of innocence, access to justice, and right to trial. You can see it in the pyramid. In above all, it presents equality before law. Okay, let's see the next one. So make note on it. This is a very important one. And India's first missile tracking ship is readying for sea trials. This is the news, and you can see it. Hindustan Shipyard Limited is gearing up to undertake sea trials of India's first missile tracking ship by the first week of October, and its name yet to be given. After the induction in the Navy, the name will be given. By the time now, it is known as VC 11184. Okay, and the capacity of it has a capacity to carry 300 strong crew with high-tech gadgets and communication equipment powered by 2 diesel engines. Okay, and a large deck capable of helicopter landing. And this is the last one from today's video, and this news is from PIB. Prohibition and restriction of manufacture, sale and distribution of fixed dose combination. Okay, so go through the news from the PIB, and here I made some points. Let's see it. Okay, the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare has prohibited the manufacture, for sale or distribution of human use of 328 fixed dose combinations with immediate effect. It has also restrained the manufacture and sale of distribution of 6 FDCs subject to certain conditions. The Drug Technical Advisory Board, constituted under Section 5 of the Drugs and Cosmetic Act 1940, which furnished its report on these drugs and to the central government. Okay, so read about this body, you may have question on it. And let's see what is FDCs. Okay, the fixed dose drug combination are combination of 2 or more active drugs in a single dosage form. Okay, this is the definition of it. And demerits of these things is these drugs, doses alteration of one drug is not possible without alteration of the other drug. Okay, so different pharmacokinetics of constitute drugs pose the problem of frequency of administration of the formulation. By simple logic, there are increased chances of adverse drug effects and drug interaction compared with both drugs given individually. The rationality of FDCs should be based on certain aspects, such as you can see it here. The drugs in the combination should act by different mechanisms. The pharmacokinetics must not be widely different. The combination should not have supraadditive toxic of the ingredients. So this is for today's videos. Okay, thank you for watching the video. We will come up with some awesome courses. Do subscribe to our channel. Thank you.